The Traitors was one of the big TV hits of the last year.
I says, I have a lot to lose. You don't really have anything to lose.
In the glittering world of celebrity, every encounter can spark a whirlwind. Conor Maynard, the British singer and YouTube sensation, was no stranger to attention, but he never expected that a casual meeting at a rap party would lead to one of the most talked about paternity disputes in recent history. The incident occurred at a rap party for the Traitors, the popular BBC reality show, where Conor met Charlotte Chilton, a contestant known for her sharp wit and fiery personality. At first, their meeting seemed harmless, a friendly conversation in the midst of an evening of celebration. However, months later, that seemingly innocent interaction turned into an explosive public drama. Charlotte, after a few months, made a revelation that would send shockwaves through the media. She was pregnant and claimed that Conor was the father. As soon as she posted the news on social media, the public's curiosity went into overdrive. Questions started to surface. Was this a publicity stunt, or was there some truth to Charlotte's claim? The internet buzzed with reactions, and the focus of every conversation shifted to Conor Maynard. Could he really be the father? The claim and the reaction. As Charlotte's announcement spread like wildfire, the media quickly picked up the story. The news seemed to be everywhere, from tabloids to online forums, with people speculating on the nature of Conor and Charlotte's relationship. Charlotte had no intention of backing down. She confidently stood by her claim, sharing every detail of her pregnancy and hinting at the bond they shared. Her statement wasn't just a passing comment, it was a full-on declaration. Conor, on the other hand, was completely silent. For days, the internet buzzed with speculation, with people questioning whether he would address the issue. Would he take responsibility for the child? Was he going to deny the claim? Fans, journalists, and online sleuths were left to wonder. His social media accounts, usually filled with updates and music, remained eerily quiet. The more Conor stayed silent, the more the mystery deepened. Was he avoiding the situation, or was he simply not ready to publicly respond? As days turned into weeks, the pressure on Conor intensified. He was being hounded by the media at every turn. Paparazzi snapped photos of him at grocery stores, at the gym, and even on his way to work, all while reporters shouted questions about the paternity drama. The paternity test. Amidst the growing tension, Conor took a step that would change the course of the drama. In an effort to settle the matter once and for all, he agreed to undergo a paternity test. For Conor, this was supposed to be the end of the conversation. The test would reveal the truth, and he could move on with his life, free from the constant barrage of questions and rumors. The results came back, and Conor made the announcement to the public. The test confirmed that he was not the father of Charlotte's child. The matter, as far as he was concerned, was closed. In a statement, he urged the media to respect both his and Charlotte's privacy moving forward. The dispute over the results. Despite the paternity test results, Charlotte refused to back down. She publicly disputed the test's accuracy, claiming that there may have been issues with the testing process. In a series of social media posts, Charlotte raised concerns over the location where the test was taken and the timing of the sample collection. She suggested that these factors could have influenced the results. Charlotte wasn't the only one questioning the accuracy. Her supporters echoed similar doubts, with some arguing that a second test needed to be done to confirm the findings. Others believed that the first test could have been compromised in some way. As Charlotte continued to stand her ground, the media frenzy ramped up once again. For Conor, it was another layer of drama he hadn't bargained for. The public was now split in their opinions. Some still believed Conor's version of events, while others sided with Charlotte, demanding a second round of testing. This uncertainty only fueled the drama. The back and forth between Charlotte and Conor seemed to have no end in sight. The legal battle. As the dispute over the paternity test results continued, legal teams were brought into the equation. Conor and Charlotte both sought legal advice on how to handle the situation, and soon enough, rumors began circulating that a lawsuit might be on the horizon. The situation had escalated from a personal matter to a full-blown legal drama. There were talks of taking the case to court, though neither side seemed eager to go down that road. The media, of course, had a field day with the prospect of a public trial. Tabloid headlines and social media posts speculated on every possible outcome. Some believed that the legal proceedings would clear up the entire issue, while others feared that it would only drag things out further. As Charlotte continued to press her case, Conor focused on keeping a low profile. He had made it clear that he wasn't interested in further public drama, and his silence on the legal side of things only added to the air of mystery surrounding the entire situation. Moving on with life. In the midst of the turmoil, Conor's personal life began to take a positive turn. With the paternity dispute still fresh in the media, Conor sought refuge in his relationships with close friends and family. He began to focus on his music career, using his craft as a way to regain control of his narrative. But there was more to it than just music. Conor was also navigating a new chapter in his love life. He and longtime friend Kitty Bertrand, who had been a close companion for years, decided to take their relationship to the next level. Conor and Kitty moved in together, purchasing a home that would serve as a sanctuary from the relentless media attention. The couple's decision to live in a more private setting allowed them to focus on their bond, away from the public eye. Kitty and Conor's relationship had always been a strong one, built on mutual trust and support. As the paternity drama unfolded, Kitty remained by Conor's side, offering him the emotional support he needed. The two were determined to move forward together, focusing on what truly mattered each other. Charlotte's silence and the aftermath. On the other side of the controversy, Charlotte had chosen a different path. She didn't let the drama consume her. Instead, she shifted her attention to her daughter, Penelope, and her life as a mother. Over time, Charlotte stopped posting about the paternity dispute, choosing instead to share moments of motherhood with her followers. The online world saw fewer updates about the drama and more about her daughter, a decision that allowed Charlotte to regain some control over her narrative. Though the paternity drama had dominated the headlines for months, it eventually faded from public view. Charlotte focused on building her own life, away from the media circus that had once followed her every move. Public opinion and the final verdict. As time passed, the media frenzy surrounding the paternity dispute eventually quieted down. Public opinion, however, remained divided. Some still supported Conor, believing that the test results were legitimate and that Charlotte had simply misunderstood the situation. Others continued to back Charlotte, feeling that she had been wronged by the public dismissal of her claims. Ultimately, the paternity test results weren't the end of the story. They were just one part of a much bigger narrative, a tale about privacy, fame, and the way public figures are constantly under scrutiny. For Conor, the experience was a reminder of how easily personal matters can be turned into public spectacles. For Charlotte, it was a journey of resilience, as she fought to maintain her truth in the face of overwhelming opposition. That's it for today's deep dive video into Conor Maynard's paternity drama. What do you think was the truth revealed? Drop your thoughts in the comments. This paternity drama is wild, but what's even crazier? The legal war over Gene Hackman's estate? It's turning into an all-out battle. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more juicy updates.